to begin this by saying thank you. Thank you for the lessons you've all taught me. Thank you for these moments that I'll be excited to share with my children one day. Thank you for the times that you took me away from pains that I've been dealing with in my life. Thank you for being my mentors, my friends, and my incredible family. I never thought I'd have a life worth detailing in this manner. I moved up here in February of 2015, just before finishing middle school. I was incredibly lucky to have almost immediately found good friends, first among them being Landon Boyd, who I'm still very good friends with to this day. Hello, buddy. Other than meeting new people, meeting new friends, my freshman year was largely uneventful. The summer leading into my sophomore year, I began to improve my skills in football, and I was eventually able to get into a couple of JV games as a backup quarterback. But as Murphy's Law requires, my sophomore season ended pretty quickly when I stepped into a hole at football practice, and I blew my knee out. Due to the sport I played, I figured I'd get hurt eventually, but stepping in a hole wasn't really the way I expected it to go down. Recovery, it was going to be long and arduous. I knew that. I was prepared for it. But surrounding circumstances made those mental barriers a lot higher. In November of that same year, my mother was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. Until that point, I'd seen her as pretty much invincible. She was a real-life superhero to me, and I still believe that to this day. To see the strongest person in your life begin to battle against such a vicious monster as cancer is heartbreaking, and it's incredibly stressful. Her troubles are only beginning as well. 6 months after this, my stepfather passed away of a massive heart attack. Upon hearing this from my dad, I collapsed on the sidewalk. My first thought was my mother. As my collective family recovered from this tragedy, I was getting back into the action of football. As I recovered, I had spent my time studying the game and improving my mental skill as well as my physical, and I felt that it showed. I began to participate in more reps. I began to lead more scouting teams. I felt I was improving again after climbing my massive mountain. So it might be easy to imagine the pain I felt when 5 plays into my first game after being hurt for 11 months, when I was awkwardly tackled and I blew it out again. As my coaches, trainers, and my father carried me off the field, the tears streaming down my face weren't from physical pain. I had so suddenly lost something that was a massive part of my life. I felt I had lost part of me. The surgery and the recovery was nothing new to me, unfortunately. I did what I needed to do, and I tried to find something to do with my time. But around the time, something crazy happened. An opportunity to continue to be around the sport that I love so much came around. My coaches felt I was coaching material, and since spring of my junior year, I've been a student assistant coach on the team. In the time since that terrible sequence of events in my life, things have greatly improved. I joined the academic decathlon team, and through some unforeseen force, I'm actually pretty good at it. I've also taken up a new hobby in skateboarding, which I love very much. It might be obvious I'm not quite as good at that one. Through this journey of mine, I haven't had one family backing me. I've had two. You all, the people I'm looking out at tonight, have brothers and sisters in this LFO athletics family. We have father figures like Coach Campbell and Coach Dunn. We have mother figures like Coach Beck and Coach David. We even have an odd uncle in Coach Wiggins who says the one that says some incredibly wise things amongst the gibberish. But you may feel it sometimes, you're never alone. Though you may be having family problems, you have another family at this school. When I blew my knee out each time, when my mother was diagnosed with cancer, when my stepfather passed away, when I had other personal issues, all of you in this community, in this family, were right alongside my beloved relatives the entire time. You were all there to help support me through my struggles. You were all there to take my mind off of some of the things that I was having to deal with at the time. You guys were there to give me hope when I was having trouble mustering any up. I wouldn't be here on this stage if it wasn't for the people I'm looking at right now, all of you in this room. I would have given up a long time ago. I would have taken the easy way out. Before I leave tonight, I want to give you some words of advice. Whether you have time left at the school, or you're at the end of this chapter in your life, such as I am, I feel these few things may help you guys in times of struggle, whether large or small. First, I'd like you to picture a yin-yang symbol. Perfectly balanced, light and dark, but neither side is pure. The dark always has some light, no matter how small. The light always has some dark, no matter how small. What I take from this is that you need to find the small good things in what seems like a sea of darkness. And when you have a sea of good, avoid those small negatives. There's so much negativity in this world, and you don't need to address it or add to it. Find those lights, whatever they may be to you, and thrive off of them. Second, make yourself your priority. I'm not telling you to be conceited or selfish, but you need to make sure you're in a stable and positive state before you try and devote your energy and your time to others. You can't help people if you aren't helping yourself. Last but most certainly not least, you have to understand that winning isn't the only option. I read a quote once that said, "Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing." I disagree with this statement strongly. Winning is everyone's end goal, but you are not perfect. No one is. Failures are a human inevitability. If you ignore them and you try to keep attempting to win blindly, you're losing. Accept your failures. Look at your actions. See what you've done so you can change it. Ignorance is not bliss to those who seek to win. Thank you guys for everything. And as always, go Warriors.